What's up everyone, welcome to your 9th C tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over a special kind of loop called a do-while loop. Now a do-while loop is different from a while loop for a couple of reasons. First of all, because a while loop, what it does is pretty much it has a test condition and it tests that condition, and as long as it's true it's going to execute that code. But what a do-while loop does is it does a bit of code first and then it tests that condition, and if the condition is true then it keeps doing the code, but if it's false it doesn't do it at all. So in essence it does the code at least once before doing the rest of it. So let's go ahead and start by declaring a variable int counter equals 1. Just our basic counter variable that we've come to know so well. And the syntax for your do loop is do. That's all you need to put to begin with, and then inside your body you need to execute what code do you want to execute. So we want to print the code we're going to execute first is just print the variable counter. So again, let me just type that %d counter, and after this we want to increment the counter by 1 by using our handy little counter ++. Now after you write the do sorry, it's my whooping cough coming back. After you write the do, then right after it, this is when you write the while loop. And in your while loop, just like before, you need the test condition. So while counter is less than 10. So unlike before, this is going to execute the code before it even tests. So if this is true, it's going to go to the test, and then if the test is true it's going to do it again. So let me show you guys how this works real quick. Execute, compile, and run. And what did I do wrong? Oops, I spelled counter wrong. C-O-U-N-T-E-R. Execute, compile, and run. Come on. And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you're saying, alright, this is pretty much the same thing as a while loop, well, you're right and you're kind of wrong. In this case, it does the exact same thing, but I want to show you guys the main difference between a do while loop. Say the counter is 12, which is greater than 10. So if we had just a while loop with this test condition, it wouldn't run at all. But since we have a do while loop, it's going to do this at least once, and then it's going to check for the test right here, and it says, alright, this test is false, so I'm not doing this anymore. So let's go ahead, compile, and run this right here, and hopefully I didn't mess anything else up. And as you can see, all it has is the basic 12 on the screen. So it said, alright, we have a variable of 12. We're going to run this code, print the counter on the screen, and we're going to keep doing this as long as the counter is less than 10. But hold on, 12 is greater than 10, so alright, I did it once, now I'm done. Again, with a while loop, it wouldn't do it at all, and since the test condition would be false in a while loop, it would just never do the code. So this is a syntax for a do loop, and it's how you execute a piece of code one time, or at least one time, before testing it at all. So as you can see in this tutorial, you can't really see how useful it is, but in the things we're going to be making in my tutorials in the future, it's very, very useful. So you need to know the syntax of this. And again, I'm going to copy all this code right here and put it on my website, thenewboston.com. So make sure to check out my website if you want to go get it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next tutorial.